Good morning and welcome to Talking Bayside Business. I'm your host, Rebecca Matthews. I'm the transformation coach and the founder of the Mind and Body Co. Talking Bayside Business is an interview series where I get to talk to and introduce you to lots of our fantastic local businesses, and more importantly, give you an opportunity to get to know the people behind the business. And today I'm really excited to welcome my friend, Cath Koch from Wildcat Designs. Welcome, Cath.
Thanks, Rebecca. It's really wonderful to be here with you. This is very exciting.
Well, thank you for joining me. So I guess the first thing we need to cover is, what is Wildcat Designs? Can you tell us a little bit about your business and what you do?
Oh, absolutely. So we're a digital marketing agency with a specialisation in web development and search engine optimisation. So I've been in this industry for over 20 years now. So I started off building websites, just from HTML, and of course now we've moved right into the new century. We're using mostly Wordpress now for our website builds, and we're also spending a lot of time on search engine optimization for clients.
Yeah, that's so key right now, isn't it? That SEO is everybody's key focus when it comes to website development. So you said you've been in this industry for quite a while now. What was it that really inspired you to go into business?
So originally I was working in IT. I was actually, I was a young mum. I had a toddler at home, and I was travelling from the Bayside here over to Milton every day for work with a large IT company. I loved the job. I loved the people, but the travel was just huge. I was away from my home and my family for too many hours in the day. And I started to realise that, it was a little bit unrealistic to keep going that way. My husband missed me, my baby girl missed me, and so I thought, you know what, let's see what else we can do here.
Yeah, fantastic. That's so great. And so, how long ago was that now?
My daughter Sarah is turning 26 this year. So she was 2 when I made that decision that things needed to change, and working full time out of the home. And the other thing, Rebecca, was that back in those days, we're talking quite a while ago, there wasn't really much government support in terms of childcare. So once you had 2 children in childcare, basically all of your wages were taken up with the cost of childcare, and so it really wasn't a great financial decision either to continue working full time and to have 2 children in childcare. So, and I knew that I wanted to have a second lovely little bub in my life, and so it was a pretty easy decision to think that it's time to move away from a job like that. But I'm a very focused kind of person, a bit of an achiever, and so the thought of I did dabble in just working in shops. I worked in a dress shop, and I worked in a card store. I did have a dabble at that to see whether I could just be happy just providing good customer service in a store close to home, but that wasn't really challenging enough for me. It wasn't the kind of work that I was satisfied doing. So working from home in my own business became the choice for me.
And that's amazing, because 26 years, that's for so many fledgling businesses out there, and people who are inspired to start a business and worry about the struggle and how hard it is to start a business. You're a real example of a local business that has really stood the test of time. So that's a real testament to you. I think that there's probably a secret sauce in there, and that's how is it that Wildcat Design is different? What makes your business unique?
So I think it's because I'm a little bit unique. And I think because when I started out, I knew nothing about business. I really came into it realistically. It was a job. It was a job that I could do from home. And I knew nothing about business. I ended up working for a professor who needed illustrations of different body parts and organs and what have you that could be put onto kits, and we created these medical media kits that were used as ethical gifts in the medical industry. So that's how I started out, and he set my rate, even though I was self-employed and working for him as a contractor. So interestingly, I had just no idea about business, and I guess for the first, even probably for the first 5 years, definitely, I was just happy just to be able to work from home and to have that client. And then I started to branch out into other clients, bringing on new clients. I actually ran Google AdWords. I created a Google AdWords campaign, and the very first client that I got from my Google AdWords campaign, and this is probably maybe 15, 17 years ago, he was actually a mad Geelong Cats fan. And so when he saw the ads pop up, mine wasn't at the top because my bid hadn't been enough to be at the top, but I was over on the right-hand side. Google Ads used to have a couple at the top and then some down the side. And he saw over to the right-hand side, Wildcat Design, and he thought, oh, cats, I'm a big cat fan. And that was it. So clicked on me, and he was my very first client outside of recommendations where people had just referred me on for that work. So that's interesting, yeah.
Funny how that happens. What do you think is a common misconception either about your business or about the industry?
I think probably around search engine optimization. There are people out there who just think it's just all a big scam. And there are scammers out there, unfortunately. There are businesses out there that aren't doing the right thing by their clients because it is an area where there is, through a lot of business, a lack of knowledge. And I mean, as business owners, you can't know everything. You can't, it's just impossible. So there are people out there who are taking advantage of that lack of knowledge. And it was worse years ago, I feel, but it's still out there. And that's one of the reasons that I actually moved into SEO, because I was building sites for clients. And my clients have, long standing relationships with me. I'm talking over 10 years. And so when, someone approaches them for something, they'll often, run it by me. They'll say, Cath, I'm thinking about doing this. What do you think? And back in those days, years ago, I'm only one person, so I couldn't offer a huge range of services. I offered graphic design and web development and, website troubleshooting and what have you. But for anything else, they had to go somewhere else. And so a client sent me a proposal that had been sent by an SEO company. And this client was pretty popular, and she had a lot of people visiting her website. And the proposal was that for $2,000 a month, they would have her in the top 3 for these certain search terms, and she just needed to spend this $2,000 a month with them. And when I had a look at it and I looked at where her position was in search, she was already there, Rebecca. She was already in that. So they were taking $2,000 a month off her to give her something that she already had, and she already had it because we'd built the website. I built the website really beautifully and correctly, even though it was quite a long time ago, and so she didn't really need to spend that money. Well, and absolutely, that would have been pointless because they weren't going to give her anything that she didn't already have. And so at that point, I thought, you know what? I have a lot of knowledge in this area that I've built up. It's time that I actually, use it and help my clients. And if I can stop one person from getting scammed by someone who's just taking their money and not actually doing anything, then even if they don't use me, there are other ethical SEO providers in the industry. I know most of them personally. They're lovely people and they're doing the right thing. It tends to be these very large corporations who are sending their work overseas, offshore, that are really not doing the right thing by their clients. And so yeah, I would suggest to anyone who's looking to have SEO work done, or web development work, even if you don't choose Wildcat Design, choose someone local, someone ethical, someone who's going to take care of you and who really cares about you and your business.
Well, I certainly know from my own personal experience of working with you is that, you really have that. We're a team, we work together, you're invested, you care about the businesses that you're working with, and you genuinely want to see them see results. And that's, to me, certainly what one of the many things I value the most with customer service is when someone feels like they're really becoming a part of my team. And I know that that's a big part of how you approach your clients and your businesses. What do you think is the most challenging thing about being a business in this particular area? So in the Bayside area?
One of the biggest challenges I've faced recently is in staffing, is finding staff, finding people who already have some skills. It's, you know, we did try, we have grown a few. We've had some school-based trainees who've been amazing, and we've had some uni students who have worked with us. But I'd really like to, like I did with Lucas, who works with me, I'd like to find someone who's really keen and grow them and grow their skills and their knowledge in their area. But it's proving really, really difficult, and finding anyone who has the skills that we have has also been really difficult. And one of the reasons for that challenge, I believe, is that many of the larger web development firms are sending all of their work offshore. There are very, very few local web developers left, and the bigger agencies used to be the breeding ground, you know, because they had 5 developers, and they could have a handful of juniors coming up through the ranks and teach them, and then they could move on from there into smaller agencies to get work and progress their careers to do more a wider variety of tasks. But that's just not happening now, because so many of those big city agencies are offshoring their work to foreign countries, and so we don't have those locals who are coming up to.
Do you think with the last year and with more of a focus on supporting local and building our resources and relying less on international services like that, do you think that will be a change in that area? Or
I think there already has been, Rebecca. I think people are really seeing the value in local suppliers and using local business. There's definitely been a change there. The issue that we have is staffing that. So for us, the issue is finding people to deliver. So we're at the point where we're at capacity, and without an extra set of hands, it's difficult. So that's the struggle for us. And of course, you can't grow those staff overnight, even though I'd love to just bring in youngsters and grow them because they grow amazing. We actually need a set of hands with skills that I can because we have our certain way of doing things, but if someone comes in with good skills, then we can bring them up to work with us. And I'd prefer to have someone in the office here that and chat to, say good morning to, and that our clients can call, and a team environment.
Yeah.
I really enjoy that. I worked by myself for a very long time, and I really enjoy people and having a team and being there to support them, and then being there to support me.
Yeah, lovely.
So,
that's really great. What on the flip side of that, then, what do you think would be what's one or a couple of the most rewarding things about being a Bayside business?
My clients, watching my clients grow their business has been really rewarding for me, and that's what brings me joy. I am invested. I'm sometimes a little bit too invested in all of my clients' success. I take it hard when they don't succeed. We over the years, there's been a few builders that we've built websites for, and they haven't quite got there in terms of their business, and that's hard for me, because I want to jump in and say, what's gone wrong, how can we help, let's get you some more clients, let's get some AdWords, because there are lots of tools. We have lots of tools in our toolkit that can help businesses to grow and to find clients, but ultimately it's not my responsibility, and builders often do go and subcontract for other builders, but the businesses that we've been able to help and watch them grow their team is really exciting. With our work in SEO and web development, also even in a little bit of social media work that we've done for clients, it's just wonderful. I love it.
Yeah,
it's another way to say it.
Well, absolutely. And that's one of the beautiful things about being in a small community, where you get to know the businesses you're working with. You get to see if they're succeeding or not, and you can jump in and help them. And I love that. What are your hopes and dreams for your business in the next year?
Yeah, so I guess back to that staffing issue, I'm really hoping that that I can bring on at least 2 new staff to take care of our beautiful clients, because yeah, that would be amazing for me to grow my team, and that's what I'm hoping for the business to have. Yeah, some beautiful team members to help my amazing clients, because we just have the loveliest clients as well, and they need our help, they need our support, and I don't like letting people down. I want to be the one who's there to help them and support them, and yeah, ensure that their business grows.
That's awesome. So you've been in the Bayside area for quite a while, as we touched on earlier. How have you noticed that this Bayside community, I mean, I know the Bayside area covers a reasonable stretch, but, you know, for you, how you've experienced living in this area as well as business in this area, what have you noticed has really changed, and how has the area developed, both socially and economically, and all of those good things over the last year or so?
Yeah, well, so I mean, I actually grew up in the Loda Manly area, and then my family moved to Capalaba, so I've been sort of right across the whole Wynnum Redlands area my entire life, and it's been really interesting to see the changes over the years and how those two areas have developed. But in the the Wynnum Bayside area, it's amazing to see that revitalisation starting to come through. Lots of new development happening, and buildings that are being refurbished as well. There's a really nice vibe happening, and I feel like that community feel is really there. I sat at a cafe in Wynnum the other day, and I was amazed at just the number of people stopping by just to chat to other people sitting at tables and chatting to the owner of the cafe, and it's really got that wonderful community vibe happening. And although I spend a fair bit of time also in the Redlands, I'm on the Redlands Chamber of Commerce Committee, and I also chair the subcommittee of the Chamber of Commerce, which is Redlands Women in Business. So I do spend a fair bit of time in Redlands as well. And I can see that the Redlands area is starting to move in that direction as well. But I feel like the Wynnum area is a little bit ahead of us in terms of that. But the community rallying together and starting to really take more care of one another and be more, I don't know, just even more interested in each other. I feel that there's been a real change, and I guess if anything good comes out of this COVID that we've all been experiencing, it is that we've all just sort of discovered our own backyards and discovered each other, and starting to really enjoy and support one another.
Yeah, I agree, absolutely. What do you think what are some of the things you'd like to see happen in the next year?
In the community, or I'd really like to see some changes in the way that small business is recognised, and I'd really love to see that small business could be promoted more, and even women in business, that there'd be more opportunities for businesses to connect with one another and help each other to grow. And I'm not exactly sure what that looks like at this stage, but if I had a magic wand, that's what I would want, because I think there are a lot of women in business who put themselves second, and they put their families first, they put their children first, and their business is there, and it's something that they're passionate about and excited about, but it's a little bit on the back burner for them because of all the other responsibilities that they have. And I just really love to see more opportunities for women-led business and women on boards to flourish and to come to the forefront, because I think there's definitely a need for that female energy out
Absolutely.
there.
And we wear so many hats. So I think that there are lots of opportunities out there, and it's always great to see more opportunities bubbling through, and exactly like you said, more opportunities for us to support each other, to champion each other. you know, and I love that so many women have taken the opportunity to jump on this interview series and really celebrate and champion themselves and have a voice and share, you know, what they do and what they love. So that's been fantastic as well. So before we wrap up, I would love to ask you, what are some of your favorite spots? Where do you love to go for a picnic or out for dinner? Where are some of your favorite local hangouts?
So for me, it's the Wynnum foreshore. That walk from Lota that runs right the way along through to the, you know, the northern end with the boardwalk. I have spent a lot of time on my bike up and down there walking, and you know, I visit to the markets on a Sunday morning to grab a croissant and a coffee with a friend. Sometimes we bike ride, and sometimes we just go for a walk. There's really nothing quite like it. I'm very, very drawn to the water. So yeah, by the water, on the bay there. And there's some beautiful cafes and restaurants along there. In fact, we're going to one on Saturday night for a friend's birthday. So yeah, there's so many places. But yeah, if anything, it's just that entire walk, just being able to walk that entire stretch or ride the bike.
We're so blessed.
Amazing.
So much available to us. That stretch, I know it well. It's one of my favorites to walk the dog along, you know, from one end to the other and home again. You know, we really are so lucky, and we have so many beautiful outdoor places around us to get out and really enjoy. So thank you for sharing. As we wrap up, I will be sharing your links and your bio and all of that good stuff in the content that I attached to the interview for everyone to read and reach out to you. Is there any last thoughts or anything that you'd like to share before we wrap up?
Oh, I'd just like to say thank you to you, Rebecca, for creating this amazing opportunity, and for doing these interviews to support and promote other businesses in the area. I think you're doing an amazing thing, and I really appreciate the opportunity to participate and to chat with you today. And I also really appreciate you as a friend and as a fellow business owner. So
thank you so much. Thank you. It's a bit of a guilty pleasure, this interview series, because I'm meeting the most phenomenal people, and I really am having too much fun. So it's definitely doesn't feel like work. So thank you so much for joining me again, and I hope that our audience have learnt about you and your business and reach out to find out how you can support them and their businesses going forward. So thanks again for joining me. Bye for now.
Thanks, Rebecca. Bye.